Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We are playing the Magical Land of Yeld, and we have half of the developers here right now. We have Nick with us, who's GMing, and we've been having a lot of fun with this, and we've all been waiting for this one. We've been gone for quite some time. Things just popped up in each of our lives that got in the way, so we had to push back a bit, but I know all of us, especially me, are excited to try out our new jobs, but let's see how everyone's doing. Let's start with Nick. How have you been doing?
Not bad, not bad. It has been, it's been several weeks for us.
Yeah.
I'm excited to push forward and get into some real job stuff. Just sitting on this adventure.
And how was the convention?
We had a small little convention out in the Dalles, which was a sweet little one. We got to play some games. I ran some games of Wrath with Gats, which is a playtest for another game set in Yeld, more of like a simple kind of story party game that you do one shots for. And we had some great experiences there. It was really positive.
That's good. And let's go ahead and let's move over. I'm just going to go down the line from here. So Draco, you're next.
I'm next. It's been busy. Real life has gone kind of downhill, but still trying to do that content and get stuff out there. Been having fun with you on Mondays. And this week, you and I both got into the Engine Fall playtest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been some fun this week.
Oh, yeah. A very interesting game. And Ro.
Winding down for the end of the year for the kids. I mean, they were in a production of Oz for their high school, for their elementary school. My oldest was playing Glinda the Good Witch of the North, and my youngest was playing a Munchkin. So that's been keeping us busy for the last couple months. So it was nice to see them finally perform and get it done.
Cool. And next up is Mega.
I'm doing okay. So yeah, I mentioned last week that I'd gotten bit by my cat, and had to go get a tetanus shot and some antibiotics. And it was a very good thing that I had my tetanus shot and antibiotics, because that night I absolutely ate shit tripping over some of Portland's lovely uneven sidewalk, and totally smashed my face up real good and ruined my glasses and blah blah blah. So feeling better now, but I still have a pretty messed up bridge of the nose, and still need to replace my glasses. And aside from that, things are great.
I gotta say this right now. Thank you for taking the fall for me. That explains why I haven't fallen in a while due to my cerebral palsy. You took it for me.
Way to take one for the team.
I've tripped over some sidewalk in the past, and even fallen down from it, but I haven't eaten it this hard for over a decade. So
yeah, anyone with cerebral palsy, when they trip and fall, they eat it hard, because our response time is so slow that most of the time we don't react quick enough to catch ourselves with our hands on the ground and stuff like that. So
yeah, no, I get it. My brother Jesse has cerebral palsy as well. So
yeah, so you've seen firsthand what happens.
Yes, exactly. And throwing a seizure disorder for good measure, and falling is a real.
Yeah, I thankfully I don't have seizures. My mom, she had them, but somehow she got over them and hasn't had them since after giving birth to me.
Yeah, luckily with his, it's like he can feel them coming on, generally speaking, so he knows to sit down, basically, before it, because he doesn't have grand malls, but he will lose his balance.
Oh yeah. That's good that he's able to feel them coming on, so that he can get himself seated, because people have a hard enough time.
They're not so sudden that they just come out of nowhere. It's yeah, he usually like has a couple of seconds to be like, oh, it's about to happen, and then like, yeah, so you can mitigate the damage, but yeah,
Yep.
it's not fun.
Let's go ahead and move on, and we will move on to, last but not least, Zabi.
Hey. Yeah, so stuff keeps happening on there. Turns out some memories act like landmines.
Oh, yeah.
But all good this week.
That's good. So I'm going to go ahead and state what I've been up to. So one of the weeks we were gone was 100% my fault. I was doing Reach the Beach, Oregon. I cycled 77 miles from Vernonia, Oregon to Fort Stevens. I raised $200 for lung cancer research. And
nice.
the days I rode, so I left Friday from where I lived, cycled to Vernonia. And it slightly rained the entire day. I had to put my tent up in the rain. The day of the ride, colder weather, heavy downpours every so often with constant rain throughout the whole entire thing, and watching people drop out because they didn't wear the right gear. They were all dressed in the thin lycra, thinking, oh, I can handle this, where us smart cyclists were bundled up with multiple coats and rain jackets and rain pants and wearing wool socks and thick gloves. Those are the ones that survived. The others tapped out. Other than that, just been busy on the channel and working on the game. Mainly researching, getting myself used to C# coding and trying to figure things out, because for some reason, the errors I'm getting when I bring up Microsoft Visual Studio, it's not showing me the exact area that's errored, so I'm having to understand how Unity does things and stuff like that. So it's been a very slow process thing I'd like. But other than that, that's pretty much it for me. So I will hand it over to Nick to let him GM.
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of a recap. It's been a minute. So we, oh my gosh, I don't even know what happened in those original ones. We found the door. We looked for one of the triplets. We made our way into a town after meeting with a snake, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Hubert Hiss. We spent some time in that town trying to learn how we're going to escape this land. Eventually, you guys collected jobs, and you required these jobs from a spelling bee who was throwing some sort of competition, a magical competition in this town. They offered you the jobs. They kind of gave you some condolences for your situation, but they couldn't really help you too much. But they suggested Boulder Town might be a place where you get answers. After that, you all left and sort of explored the town a bit, learned a little bit about your jobs. Each of you experienced some of the life that's expected of you, or some of the ways that people treat you now that you have these types of jobs. Your witch hunter ran into a fellow witch hunter, and they had an awkward and uncomfortable conversation. The white mage ran into a small child needing help and was able to help him quite easily and quickly. Our soul thief went and got a tattoo from some pirates. Our shepherd found a poor little sheep that had been cornered by some pigs and took to the sheep inn and has been caring for it. I think our hunter in darkness, we weren't sure what was going on with. And our witch had was hanging out with everybody else, but hadn't really gotten a chance for the spotlight yet. So we are the morning of the next day now. You guys have done some shopping the day before, a little bit of excitement, but you're rested. You've taken a job from Hubert. He has asked you to deliver a package to a group of mermaids who are hiding in the woods not too far away. And he suggests that these mermaids might have answers to what's going on because they know someone who is in a similar situation to you, another child who got lost and is now trapped. So they've given you a small package, they've given you a small map, and you have all woken up and you're eating breakfast in the morning. Breakfast is sort of a mild soup, like the lunch was the day before. You're pretty sure it's probably the same soup, but it's filling. You guys are feeling well rested. One of the things I'd like to talk about here is, because you guys slept in an inn and Hubert paid for the inn for you, anybody who's missing a core die can gain back 1 core die. So if you're missing one, go ahead and take it. I don't know if anybody is. Not off the top of my head anyway.
Bard is fine.
Yeah, it's good over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So anytime you would spend coins to stay at an inn, you get 1 core die back. And then you could, of course, use your restore rolls to gain core dice back as well. But the other thing you can do when you stay at an inn is you can choose to set it as your home point. And what this means is that if we ever experience a party wipe where each friend is turned into a ghost and we all go into what is referred to as a ghost coma, we are magically transported back to whatever our home inn is. And so what we're going to do is, because this is the first inn we've found, we're just going to automatically set this to our home inn. So if we get party wiped, we're coming right back to Brewery Bend. Yeah. So Siobhan went and found some armor. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So Siobhan's had a weird experience so far. Your friends have gotten these jobs, they've collected these tools, and immediately things started being different for them, right? Your friend found a sheep, and that sheep seems to be able to do all these amazing things. Your friend found a spell book, and she was able to reset a broken leg on some poor kid just using magic. And they're doing these amazing things around you, but you just kind of feel the same. You feel like you. Nothing feels different. You don't feel stronger or smarter. You just feel like you. And as the day went on, you felt the same. And this morning you wake up and it's the same, but there's something to it. Like, you've never felt more like yourself. You feel confident. You feel brave, but you don't feel powerful. And you're not sure what that means. You're not sure if the others feel the same way. They seem to be getting something out of their jobs. But it's a little weird for you.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning, you see that that Gator and his brother, Diesel, both seem to be sick, maybe? They both seem to have runny noses. They're both coughing a little bit. Sort of their spirit's been dampened a little bit, so they might be quieter than usual. But as you're all sitting there, you have your package in front of you. You have a small map. You know that Hubert's here as well, and you actually have the boy with you, Gus, who you were so nice to help. And Gus is going to go ahead and travel with Hubert to Boulder Town, and where you guys can potentially meet up with him again. Gus is looking for his family, who they got separated in a shipwreck. So you're at the inn. It's morning. It's probably the best time to go. If you guys are ready, you can head on out of town.
Sorry, are we heading to Boulder City, or are we heading to look for the kid who got lost?
So you guys have the kid that got lost. Gus is around. So
Gus is the kid.
yeah. So there is a boy that these mermaids know who you're delivering to a package to, and they know a boy. His name is Tyler, and he is in a similar situation to you guys. And so Hubert hopes that they can provide answers that you couldn't find here in Brewery Bend.
Got it. Okay.
You know that the path is going to take you back on the road you came, and it's going to take you to that little campsite where you guys stayed on your way here. You rested for a little bit, but once you hit that, you're going to have to go into the forest, and you're going to leave the main road and enter what looks to be kind of like a game trail. The map isn't super detailed, but it's enough to get you where you're going.
Okay.
You gather up your things. You've bought some supplies at this point. You've got what you need to travel. You've got your bedrolls. You've got camping supplies of various kinds. You've purchased weapons. You've purchased armor. You feel ready. It's still scary. You're on your own, but you're more prepared than you were before. You guys head out of town. Gator and Diesel are sort of leading the way, but again, they are kind of keeping to themselves. You leave town and you see that people are coming and going from town as they were before. It's not a huge town, but it's busy enough. There's a port here, so clearly things come in and out, and the roads can get busy. There's a few people traveling, but not too many. As you travel along, Shaban, do you have a broom?
I do.
Have you tried to fly yet?
I kind of feel like that would have been the first thing that I did once I got it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you've it didn't work the first time, and you kind of thought about it throughout the day, and then you tried it again, and you got some liftoff. And today you feel like you're ready to kind of stretch your wings out a bit and give a chance to do some actual flying. And the road seems like a perfect place for it.
Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna tool around on the broom then.
What was the Hunter and Dark? What was Coda up to while the other kids were shopping in town?
I think Coda had sort of slinked off for a while, kind of feeling disconnected from the group.
Yeah, sort of a strangeness. You're definitely feeling.
Yes. I don't feel like I'm, the guardian for the group. I don't feel that connection anymore. I feel like they are on a different journey from me for some reason. That this is more now my home. It's more wild, more. There's the cityness does not agree with me.
Yeah, all throughout the day when you were quiet, you didn't really speak with your friends much that day, but you felt the pull from the forest, right? The pull from the wild places around you, and it just felt like this magnetic feeling, and you could feel it wanting you to just give up and disappear inside. And it's a feeling you're fighting, but maybe not. It does feel more natural now that you're on the road. You're moving away from buildings. You're moving away from lots of people, and it's becoming a little more comfortable. Have you had any physical changes overnight?
I think that I'm starting to look a little bigger than I was before. I'm sort of getting, getting a little shaggier in appearance. It's like I'm becoming more of the wolf that people have told everybody that I am.
I want everybody else to make smart rolls here to see if you guys notice what's happening to Coda.
Bard has I know animals for one.
Yeah, I think that's a great one to add.
Okay.
Go ahead and add it in.
Could I use smell magic with that?
Yes. Go ahead and add smell magic. You might find something else out a little different than everybody else.
Would I know about magic also factor in as well, or?
Yes, if you want to use I know about magic, that'll be similar to I know about. So I would say both of those work.
Okay, so it'll be.
So if you have a weapon that provides smart dice, go ahead and add those in. So if you're holding like a staff.
Okay, I got a total of 13 for my roll.
Okay.
I get a 6. Oh
Dang,
my god,
Savvy.
Savvy.
Holy crap.
Okay.
3 core, 2 staff, and the utility.
I mean, that'll do it.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, so Tara definitely notices something here. The rest of you, the dog seems a little different, a little quiet, but there's a lot going on in your own life right now. And it's not this immediate thing you're noticing as much. Tara, however, you notice because you pay attention to others and what's going on with them. There's something changing about Coda. It's not friendly, whatever this change is. You can almost like see the change, and it's like the change is almost like it's a wound. You don't know if you can help it, but it's that there's something going on.
And so while traveling, Tara's going to basically kind of move up to be next to Coda there, and kind of just quietly leaning in, like trying to check on him, trying to prompt some sort of conversation, which is kind of odd because, not as like less than a week ago, well, Coda couldn't actually talk back. But I think maybe, given everything on there, you think it's reasonable that there would have at least been, she probably would have had like one-sided conversations with them back over in the normal world. Think that's fair?
It's possible. I mean, Coda was kind of like a community dog that was around, always watching about the fence line.
Yes, so maybe not quite paying as much attention to her when she was off, kind of unburdening herself to, well, the community critter. You never tell her secrets. Except now he can. Hopefully he won't.
Knows all the kids' secrets.
So what I hear is we now have to kill Coda.
Then you'll just be haunted by those secrets. So the day
Dog that can
continues
blackmail
on.
us. That's scary.
Yeah, dogmail. You continue on down the road. You run into a few people who are heading to town, and most people are minding their own business. You've continued on for a couple hours at this point. You're thinking, maybe lunch in a little bit. But as you continue along the road, you hit the fork that you'd seen before. You know which direction to go. But right at the fork, there is a carriage. And you saw this as you were walking up. The carriage looks like one of the axles has either snapped or broken in some way. One of the wheels has fallen off. And you see two people, a man and a woman. These are King's people. This is a name you now recognize for the very humanoid people that you've run into that have these pointed ears. The man is leaning down. He's working on this axle. He's trying to prop up the carriage itself. The woman is off of the carriage, and she seems to be talking to the oxen-like creature that's connected to the carriage, and she's giggling with it a little bit. The man's working kind of tirelessly and furiously, and he's irritated but not angry. As you pass by them, you see that the man kind of looks up and he stands. He doesn't seem threatening, but he stands in a way that he recognizes that you're walking by him. The lady at the front kind of waves at all of you. And she says, "Oh, hello, travelers. You wouldn't be able to help us really quick, would you?"
What do you need?
Well, she steps away from the oxen creature. She says, "Well, me and my husband we're traveling away from the city. We just got married." And she kind of shows you the dress she's wearing, and it's a very nice dress with some flowers on it. And you see that he's also dressed better than some of the other people you've seen. She says, "But the axle broke. There's all these roots on the road, and one of them snapped the wheel, and I think we need some help at least getting it propped up." And the husband looks over, and he looks over at all. Says, I know your children. I'm not expecting much, but if you could lend me a hand.
Bard steps up and says, "Well, I can try to help lift it," as he puts his sheep down and goes over looking for some type of best positioning.
Yeah, you see that he's got like this little thing that he's trying to prop up the axle onto so he can kind of fix the wheel, and he needs help lifting it onto this object. Anybody who wants to help, go ahead and roll some strong dice here. If you have the lift special die, you would go ahead and add it.
Nope, but I do have strong, so Coda will help.
All right.
Tara's got all this nifty new stuff that's going to be helpful. So I know someone's been looking forward to this. So let's go ahead. We'll use task magic to apply smart instead of strong for this.
Hey.
Can I use
let's
my
hope you
hammer
backfire.
to help push?
You
Am I
absolutely
add my
can.
hammer onto that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my rod to try to help get some leverage.
Only a single one. No disaster this time.
Yeah. Okay. So you all get into position. You go to lift the thing. You think this is going to be a task, right? You all start lifting, and then it's not heavy. You lift, and you feel strong, stronger than you have ever felt. You all put in just a little bit of elbow grease, and that thing lifts up no problem. What does the task magic look like?
Task magic, it's kind of, given that she's, for all oddness, a more dark aligned white mage on there, it's kind of the shadows underneath the cart, kind of, they grow down into the ground and kind of help, and they kind of thicken up. So it's like super ominous and kind of creepy underneath it there. But then they help kind of brace against and lift up.
Yeah, you all see this unnatural shadow helping. And it lifts up, and the couple, they sort of gasp at the strength and what you show, and you were able to set up the thing. The woman claps and she said, "That was amazing. How are you all so strong?" And she goes over to Bard and she kind of squeezes your bicep.
Yeah, he's got 3 and strong, so he's probably a bit muscular now.
She goes, you must be heroes. And she goes, "Honey, I think they're heroes." And she pats her husband on the head, who's busy with the wheel. And she looks at all of you. She immediately starts shaking her. She goes, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you. Are you heroes from Brevery Bend?"
Not originally.
We're coming from there, but we weren't born there. We don't belong there. We don't belong here. Our home is far away. Far.
Oh, are you on a journey, a quest?
Yes.
Oh, wow. We don't need many heroes anymore. Gosh, I should have known you have costumes. And she is just messing with your hair. She's looking at your clothing. She goes through you one by one. Yeah, she seems oblivious to your not wanting to be touched. The girl gets to Siobhan, and she kind of looks at your outfit. What is your witch outfit?
Yeah, it's pretty much like like a classic, just like long brown or long black, kind of robe dress kind of a thing, and then the hat. But then I've got my Larry Bird jersey over the top of that, and my pauldrons over the top of that.
She looks at you. Her eyes go wide. She says, "Oh, are you a witch?"
That's right. Big smile on my face.
She grabs both your hands. She says, Can you tell us our fortune?" They say that if you meet a witch the day you're married, they can tell you the future that you're supposed to have. Can you show us?
I'm pretty new to the job so far. Also, I don't know if am I aware of my ability to curse people?
I think you have a sense of what you could do as a witch.
Okay.
And that includes things like cursing. You can fly on this broom. There is some amount of fortune telling and precognition that is also in their skill set.
Oh, is there? Okay. I missed that part.
Yeah, they have a special die that they can get called Crystal Ball, which is something that it's later on that they can get access to, that lets them sort of tell the future.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell her it's like, well, I haven't learned how to do that yet, but if you need anybody cursed.
Oh, just one fortune. Will the farm make a good harvest this year? Can we afford to send his brother to the academy? Please, I just want to share some good news.
I think at this point, Bard is going to see Siobhan's kind of uneasiness and everything, and kind of like step beside Siobhan there and say, well, I don't know if you remember this, Siobhan, but wasn't you telling us at breakfast you had some kind of dream, but it wasn't like a real dream about a farm, and it was prospering? So this is where Bard is going to use his lie dice if he needs to aid Siobhan in trying to like not get like continuously harassed about the
Absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, and just the lie dice or a smart?
So you're going to add your smart to that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll always roll a core die in addition to whatever special dice you're adding.
Right. I figured it was smart, not brave. I was hoping it would be brave, but
I think it's smart. I can double check that though. I'm pretty sure it's smart.
Yeah, it sounds logical. But you are the creator of the game, so I don't know.
I know it's funny how often I just forget. Yeah, so go ahead and roll smart dice.
Okay.
It's a lot of book to remember,
Oh,
Plus all the expansions.
Oh yeah.
That's true. So I rolled a 6 in total.
I lied. Lie uses brave. Ha!
Lie does use brave, or you want me to?
I think I used lie correctly. Yeah, go ahead and add your brave to that instead. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll just.
You resist with smart.
Oh, that's yeah. All right, that's
Okay.
a little better.
That's absolutely fine. She sort of kind of you see she sparks up at this idea of the dream, and she says, "Oh, did you see the farm? Did you see the orchard and the pigs?" And she says, "You must have. Oh, I'm so excited. Look, Russell." And she goes over to her husband. She says that the farm's going to do well. And you see that he's like, "Oh, of course," but he's busy with this axle. And they seem more preoccupied with the carriage after a little while. And the lady steps up. She says, "Thank you so much for helping us. I wish we had something to give you. Hold on." And she goes into the carriage and she comes out with a bottle. And she says, we have a small wine selection. You guys can take this. And she hands Siobhan this bottle of wine.
Should I? I look at it, I'm like, thanks. Should I be having wine? I'm only 8 years old.
I nudge
they're shaking her
Siobhan
head.
and say, "Shh, we're not being carded." And just sort of smile.
I just wish I could offer you heroes more. I'm excited to tell people I met you. They'll be so jealous.
Bard finishes with, "Yes, tell everybody the wonderful tale of Siobhan the witch.
Siobhan the witch, you hear her shout. They get onto the carriage and they start heading down the other route from the one you guys are taking. As they leave, they say, "Watch out for those roots. They come out of nowhere." And they wave you away.
Thank you.
You guys are you continue on. You think you're about an hour away from that campsite that you remember before, and you're marching along. It's a nice day. It's pretty outside. The weather's fresh. You can still kind of smell the ocean a bit, but you're getting far enough away that that's sort of disappearing. And by the time you come to the campsite, the midday sun is past by a couple hours at this point, and you sit down. You pull out the lunch you had prepared by the innkeeper, which is some old stale bread with some sliced meats. There's a couple of eggs in there, hard-boiled eggs as well. And you find the campsite at these ruins. There's a couple of walls left over from what looks like it might have been, I don't know, some sort of way station or some sort of little outpost. And you all sit down and you eat your lunch. It's a nice lunch. While you're there, you see people passing by. And eventually, you see one of those individuals walking by, old man. He comes over to the camp where you guys are. He sits down next to you without saying anything. This is a king's person as well, gray robes, sort of almost a grayish green hue to his skin, different than the other king's people you've seen. He's got some leaves in his hair, sort of disheveled. And he sits down next to all of you. Says, "Oh, you have food to share? Food to share with an old traveler?" All I have are these cookies, but they're hard and old. And you see he reaches into his robe and he pulls out what look like oatmeal cookies, and they have like twigs in them. And he shows them to all of you. He says, "Can I trade you cookies for your meat and bread?"
Coda would like to use "What's that?" to sniff the cookies and the person.
Yeah, go for it. Roll those smart dice.
All right, so,
Add that. What's that?
okay. So that's 2 dice, unfortunately. But 6.
Oh, he smells like an old man. And that is neither good nor bad, just kind of old. He doesn't smell healthy. You sniff the cookie. The cookie smells like dirt. It smells like dirt and earth. And the kind of thing that you might chew on if your stomach hurt a little bit, but it doesn't look good.
Coda shakes his head a little bit and then kind of backs off several feet.
"Oh, nasty wolf. I'm offering you cookies. Come now." He tries to put cookies in each of your hands.
You can't call Coda nasty.
Bad wolf doesn't appreciate it when people want to give him things.
Add
Well,
cookies.
The man
You want to
puts out a shaky hand.
Us things.
The man puts a shaky hand out with a cookie towards Bard. Says, "Eat the cookie, child. We trade. You have the cookie. I take the meats and the breads." And you see his hand is shaky when he talks to you.
Bard looks at like the piece of stale bread that he's been feeding his sheep, Fluffy, and himself with some meat. And he looks and he's like, "I'm not sure. I was told not to take candy from strangers."
As you say this, you look back at Diesel and Gator, and they are both eating cookies.
Of course they are.
Just No concern.
I asked them how the cookies taste.
Gator looks at you and goes, oh, they taste like sandpaper. I want another, though. And the old man goes, yes, of course, another cookie. And he goes to hand one to Gator.
Oh,
Bard grabs it and kind of like breaks off a piece and goes to feed it to his sheep and see what the sheep does.
The sheep looks at it, and you kind of hold it out to him, and he sniffs at it a little bit. He licks it a little bit, and then he immediately just and spits on the ground. He goes, ah! He looks like he kind of wants to headbutt your hand that's holding the cookie.
So I accidentally drop it when it nudges my hand, like, oh no, that cookie's no good anymore.
The old man, he looks down at the cookie. He goes, oh no, it's fine. He gets down on his hands and knees, and you see he collects it into his hand, and he tries to rub dirt off of it. And you see, as he's trying to rub the dirt off the cookie, he's just adding more like material to it. Like his hands are kind of barky and leafy. And every time he passes it over, there's more crap put on the cookie. And he says, I had to make these. These cookies are me. And you would throw them on the ground. He just stares at the cookie in his hand. You see that the sort of leafy bits in his hair, you notice that between the leafy bits, there's like roots or vines or something, and they almost like undulate or move a little bit, as if whatever this sort of plant-like thing on him is moving, or it's alive.
I want to do another thing of smell magic.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll some smart and some smell magic.
I get it wrong.
Nope.
There we go, 9.
Hey, there we go. The cookies smell magical. There is a scent of magic to them. He clearly has something going on. You're not quite sure how you would define it.
I turn to both Gator and
Diesel.
Gator and Diesel, and I said, spit that out now. It's not good. Something smells wrong with them. There's something on there that's not right.
Diesel kind of immediately like opens his mouth and sticks his tongue out, and the cookie kind of falls out. Gator looks at you and sort of like Golem goes, and then shoves more cookie into his mouth.
Bart, do something about your brother. Or, not Bart, Bard. Do something about your brother eating the cookies.
I'm gonna, like, when he stuffs it in his mouth, I'm gonna try to like smack him like on the back of the head, but like near the neck, so he has nothing to do but go. Bleh.
Yeah. No, you do it. He's not stopping you. You hit him. He spits out the cookie that's in his mouth. You can tell he's choking a little bit. But when he spits out the cookie, he also spits out like an entire leaf, which you're pretty sure he didn't eat. I go, what was that? What was that for? Okay. And you see he's almost like stumbling a little bit. He's slurring a bit. Why would you hit me?
Need it. My sheep will need it. And DJ said that they smell funny. And I don't think we should eat the cookies.
No, it's fine. I'm just going to take a nap, though. And you see Gator kind of sits down. And Diesel's next to him, and Diesel, not nearly as lethargic looking, also kind of sits. And Diesel goes, I feel weird.
Food. Bad.
The old man who sees the two kids sort of slump over, he kind of walks his way over. He goes, oh, good. That means the roots are inside. See, eat more cookies. And he tries to shove more cookies to both of them.
Bard is going to
task magic shadow get him away from those two. If that's a thing.
All right. So one of you's pulling them away. The other one's doing something to the guy.
Yeah, kind of.
So let's get some rolls here. One of you is shielding the boys. One of you is interacting with this individual.
Yeah, so kind of doing the same thing she pulled over with the shadow on the card, except it's him versus like his shadow on the ground to kind of push him backwards away out of arm's reach of those two.
Yeah. All right. Like, what's his name from Naruto? What do we get?
And also, Bard wants to knock like the cookies out of his hands.
All right. So you're going to make a strong roll then, and then add any weapon stuff you want to add. If you have maybe a combat die that you think is appropriate here, I would say fight dirty might work. You're trying to do this quickly, so maybe charge.
Yeah, I'll use fight dirty, and my bow has a +1 strong as well, so that's added.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
All right, a 16 there,
And then 17 on shoving back.
Hey, those spells are working out. Yeah, you guys, between the two of you, you're able to make this.
You just cut out, at least for me.
Oh, sorry about that. Both of you succeed here. What does Tara's spell look like? How does Bard knock these cookies out of the man's hand? They cut out again?
No, I'll let Tara go first.
All right. Okay, so the guy's shadow kind of gathers up around like his feet and shins and just kind of starts pushing him back against the underbrush on the ground there. And Tara's kind of like trying to get herself in between on there. Like, it's not particularly intimidating, except for the fact that, there's a white mage with streaks of darkness coming off her staff, going down to the ground to his shadow, then over to him. So maybe a little intimidating on there. And
yeah.
But his stutter isn't really helping on there, where it's just like, okay, we can give you some food, but after that you need to go.
And
all right,
Tara's doing that. Bard just grabs his bow and he takes the wooden part of it and he like just slaps on the top of the guy's wrist really hard, making him kind of like just drop the cookies.
Yeah, you hold him in place, you push him away a bit, you go and you hit him with the bow, and as you hit the back of his hand breaks into pieces like it's driftwood on the beach. Like you kicked a thing of driftwood and you see it splinter. Pieces go everywhere. You see he can't move because he's sort of locked into the shadow position, but he very nonchalantly looks down at his hand and he goes, oh, roots inside. And he kind of looks at the wrist and you see, yeah, there are roots going out of his wrist where the hand used to be now. He goes, roots for me, roots for you,
Guys,
roots for everyone.
Okay.
roots, we would like no
Coda,
roots,
Coda would
please.
like to help either Gator or his brother with first aid.
Yeah. So you look at them. Diesel's doing a little bit better. Gator, you see that there is some sort of little wooden tendril sticking out of his nose, and it's kind of wiggling a bit. And you kind of notice as his eyes kind of roll back into his head, and his skin starts changing to a grayish green, similar to this old man.
All right. Well, he's going to try first aid to help out, see if what he can do. I also have.
Right. Yeah, go ahead and make that first aid roll. You're not going to be spending a restore roll here. You're just making a first aid roll.
Yeah. So that's 3 for 3, and 1 for first aid is 4 dice.
Yeah, all right. That is a good number. That should get you within the margin.
12.
Okay, yeah. You immediately look at him and you kind of like sniff at the little tendril, and as you sniff at it, it reaches back into his nose, and he kind of opens his mouth a little bit, and you can see that there is a root growing from the back of his throat, and it's kind of licking and prodding at his teeth on the inside of his mouth. And he looks at you, I'm just so tired and hungry.
Right.
Maybe
well,
both. But you think this isn't something that you're going to be able to heal with a Band-Aid?
Mm-hmm.
There's something inside of him?
All right.
But there's definitely something going on in there.
Okay.
Okay, I want
He
to
has
do.
plant and throat.
I want to do a check and see if I can smell the same thing I was smelling off those cookies, and smell if that smells the same on that guy and what's in Diesel and Gator.
All right, yeah. So you've got that smell on your mind. You have caught the scent of magic now. Go ahead and make a roll on Gator and Diesel.
Eight.
Okay. You take a sniff and you're like, I don't really smell anything. And then you get kind of closer, and Gator opens his mouth as wide as he can, and you sniff. And as you do, that root at the back of his throat lunges at your face from inside of his mouth, and it kind of lashes out a little bit before you see Gator kind of cough and then close his mouth, and the thing goes back in.
Okay.
And in your professional opinion as a witch hunter, you think you should set it on fire immediately.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what I want to do is, because it's in Gator, I don't want to set it on fire while it's in Gator. I want to use an excuse me while it's trying to go back in, so I can kind of grab it and pull it out.
Yeah, I like that. That's a fun use of excuse me. Yeah, add your brave to it.
Okay. Ten.
All right, I'm going to roll in opposition to this.
Okay.
Bam.
That root has offended the dice gods.
Yeah, you hit that root with a sly excuse me, and Gator opens his mouth back out. The root sort of prods its way out, sort of surveying, and as it's about to leap back in, you are able to just snatch a hold of it, and you get a good grip on it.
Okay.
As you do, you see Gator, which his eyes were kind of rolled into the back of his head, immediately go back because he's wide-eyed staring at you, and he just goes as it just screams as loud as he can.
Okay.
You've got this thing in your hands. You've got about enough of a grip on it that's how much is sticking out from his mouth, but otherwise he's just like lips to your fist, kind of trying to push away from you.
And so I pull. I keep a grip on that, and I pull. And I said, "Guys, help me out here. Anyone want to assist me?"
I'll assist.
I'd say the scream, at
Excellent.
the very least, it breaks Tara's concentration over on keeping the guy pinned with the shadows on there.
Yeah. So yeah, as soon as your concentration breaks, you see he kind of steps a little bit, stumbles forward, but he is just staring intently into the stump of his arm where these roots are coming.
Okay. So,
Who's helping?
Coda would like to help.
Hell yeah.
She can, Coda can bite, and I don't know if you can use Kung Fu in this situation or not to help rip this out.
I don't see why not.
Okay, so that's
I don't see why not.
4 plus 3, that's 76 to
That's excellent.
use.
So everybody who would like to help right now needs to make an attack roll against Gator.
Yeah. Rather than help, I actually want to essentially bash the old man in the knee and try to give him a sunburn curse.
Ooh, okay.
It's resolved.
So go ahead and make an attack for that. Are you adding like trip or something? Jesus.
No, I'm
You're a monster.
No, I basically am just trying to because if he catches fire, like I don't know, I guess my rationale is like, yeah, I'm not trying to actually trip him. I guess the
No worries. That's cool. I was just asking if you had dice you wanted to add.
no, just the strong die from my broom.
Sweet. Yeah, make the roll. Let's see. So Gator's got 2 dice to roll. I don't think he's going to beat that 25.
No.
Ooh. Yeah. And our poor Rooter buddy, he rolled well. He rolled a 6.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that. Oh wait, hold on. I do have Witch's Courage, which means I can re-roll once, right?
You only against rolls where I'm rolling more dice than you.
More dice. Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
that was okay. Cool.
In this situation, yeah, you swing at him, and he's bracing himself a little bit this time. He kind of notices, and you still crash right into him. But again, it's like crashing through a piece of driftwood. You splinter a part of his knee where you hit, but he's still standing. He seems almost unfazed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Coda. So how are you staying in this? So you see that this thing is kind of sticking out of
I
Gator's
see
mouth.
the branch, and it's clear that Dave Jr. wants to try and pull it out. So Coda just latches his teeth onto it and just braces his body against Gator as he just turns his head and rips it out.
Oh yeah, you get one smooth motion, and you hear this kind of horrible throw up noise that Gator makes when you yank this thing out. And the bottom, as you yank it out, you see that it's like a long root, but the bottom has already started like sprouting all these tiny little roots, like it's seeding into the ground, like it was seeding into his stomach. And you pull it out, and he immediately lurches forward from the momentum of it and almost just smacks into the ground, but just coughs and coughs and starts breathing heavy. And as soon as this thing leaves his body, you can see his skin is changing from this grayish green back to kind of the pink that he normally is. And he goes, oh, that was awful.
Okay.
Can I have another cookie?
No.
No.
DJ just says that immediately. As soon as he said no. As I'm saying that, I pull out my matches, I strike one, and use Rite of Fire and throw the match onto that tweak thing that we pull out of Gator.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, you set that thing on fire. It immediately lights up. It squirms as you set it on fire, and the old man sees it, and he goes, "No, why, why?" And he kind of leans down, and he watches it burn. He goes, "You're such bad children. You took my hand, and you won't eat my roots.
You're trying to turn us into trees.
But we should all be trees. If
No,
we eat the roots, we'll all be the roots.
we don't want to be trees.
It's hard in the cities. There's no food, and there's wars. But if we live in the forest with the roots, there's peace." And you see he sort of just stares at the burning roots and kind of just goes catatonic staring at them. You see Diesel, who is ate quite a bit less, is fishing around in his own mouth. And you see he kind of pulls out a much smaller root and spits it out and throws it on the ground.
I strike a match.
He goes, "Ugh."
Right a fire on that one with another match.
Yeah, you immediately, that one goes up as well, and it squirms a little bit. You see Diesel kind of steps back. He's like, "Oh, okay, no more cookies for me."
I have a question. Coda has the ability Rare Meat. So if a monster is defeated, would these saplings or whatever that are defeated, would they count as food?
You can certainly eat them if you'd like to. And there is a food item that is specific to these root things. They are called root cookies. I do not remember where they are. Let me look.
Real quick, I need to go move my laundry to the dryer, and we're past the top of the hour.
Yeah, we hit that.
So let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break, and we will be back at 7:20.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good.
Okay, we are back. So, Nick, go for it.
All right, yeah. So we had a very mild but strange altercation with this old man who seems to be under the influence of some sort of root creature or magical entity or drug of some kind. You have forced these roots that Diesel and Gator ate out of them. You have burnt them. The old man is sort of just catatonic, leaning over, looking at these burning roots, and is otherwise not saying anything to you. Gator kind of looks around and says, I kind of want to take a nap, but I also kind of think we should leave. Because this guy's weird. Unless he has more roots.
I'm wondering
just
if
one more cookie?
No.
I'm wondering if we should try to pull the roots out of the old man's wrist.
Yeah, Tara's kind of. It's like, okay, so I want to leave, but I need to try something. Like she's feeling like a bit of a compulsion from the white magic type of thing on there. So I guess first thing is, because there's not anything like explicitly a diagnostic spell, so I guess that might just be under more task magic again for trying to actually figure out what's going on with him. Is it something that she might be able to do something about? But that also means getting up close to him and like touching him.
This is true. If I think it's totally appropriate to use task magic. See if you can get a diagnosis of some kind.
Right.
But you will have to walk up to him, yeah.
Yeah, so she's.
I mean, Bard has his bow and arrow just like aimed at this guy, waiting for a wrong move.
Yeah, I have another match ready, and I say, someone get ready to pull wrong page up. Arrow away, and I'll throw a match on this guy if he reacts badly.
It's like that definitely gives you a bit more confidence to approach. Definitely out of the line of everyone just squaring up against him on here. Would like I know about magic or I know about white magic help in this case?
Go ahead and add in. I know about what.
Okay. All right. 66. Still no disaster on here. Darn.
Yeah.
I want to see one.
Oh.
The
don't
GM
worry.
stole them all with that one roll.
I did. I've taken them all. They're mine. Yeah. So you cast the spell and you get a diagnosis. It's almost like a scan over him. You see that he kind of reacts to the magic a little bit. He kind of looks at you. It's a little less catatonic than before, but doesn't seem aggressive. But you gain information. You feel enlightened on the subject. Specifically, after scanning his body, you see that these roots are in every part of his body. He doesn't really have bones anymore. He just has like a root structure that is keeping him together. And where you can see there's a heart, it is just wrapped in roots. You don't know if there's a way at this point for someone so far along to separate the roots from their body.
So for what everyone else sees, so there's like kind of the glow like passes like across her body, down her arm, into him, then kind of bounces back through, then swells back up into her. And she just starts shaking and just like stumbles back a couple steps on it there, staring at this guy.
You okay?
The man recognizes hesitant, afraid in some way, and he looks at you, and he almost gets this like look of sympathy on his face, and he says, "You don't have to be afraid. I'm not afraid. I can teach you not to be afraid. And he sticks out his handless arm, and you see the roots kind of moving out of it a little bit.
No, not you. You can't force this on people. You can't prick this on people. It's no, and just keeps backing up from it on their this very defensive stance.
Yeah, you see it sort of reaches its hand out, but it doesn't really move from its spot. And it just says, but what if you're hungry? What if you're hungry and you need to eat? And he sort of looks at the roots on his arm, and he starts nibbling at them a little bit. Just the tips of each of the roots. You'll never be hungry with me.
I've been hungry. I'll never be that hungry.
Gator
That's
once
right.
again goes, we need to leave. I don't want to be around this thing anymore.
So I have a quick question about the smell magic.
Mm-hmm.
With that, am I able to just smell if something's magical, or am I able to tell if it's like good magic, bad magic?
Smell magic allows you to smell if magic is. It is not directly what type of magic, but you could use it to know if somebody's recently cast a spell. You can use it to track magic if it's on the move. I think there's a way to use it in combat to gain a bonus against spellcasters, but it does not necessarily inform you as to what's being cast.
Okay.
The man who is nibbling on the roots coming out of his own arm sort of takes a seat, and he's just munching away. He says, there's just plenty for everyone.
Like, look, guys, I mean, I also want to get the hell away from this guy too, but I mean, can we really leave him like this? And then I just look over at CC's match.
And the roots on the road, were those yours?
Roots? Would you like some?
No.
Roots everywhere?
No. Can you just... You can't stay here around people that don't want the roots. Can you just go into the deep forest away from everyone?
Into the forest. He kind of looks over. But that's where I came from. I'm supposed to go to town.
No, you...
Roots for everyone.
No, you...
And he starts standing back up.
And stay.
All right, I'll do it myself. I whack him. I just rolled a 9. I'm gonna give him the sunburn. I'm gonna give him the sunburn curse if this works out.
Roll some dice. He's got a 5. You are hitting him, so you are taking away a tough die. You are setting him on fire with the sunburn curse. How does your curse happen? What does that look like? And is this something you're trying to do? Is this just something that's happening all of a sudden?
Well, you were saying that I have kind of a sense that I can like curse people, so I don't know how aware of this I am, essentially. So, but yeah, the main thing is that we got to kill this guy, you know. So, so either so as far as like either beat him to death, or if I can like, because I was trying to signal to CC that like, hey, torch this guy, but yeah, so I'm definitely thinking about fire when I'm hitting him, but
I think
the only reason
I think that's
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. The only reason I wasn't responding was I was sort of conflicted on what to do. And then as soon as Tara tried convincing him to go, and he's like, nope, I want to go towards the city. I was getting ready to mention that, and you beat me to the gun.
Just fire from one side, fire from the other side.
Yeah. There's no way out. Yeah, you hit him with your broom, and while you're doing this, your intention is to destroy this thing, and you clearly know that fire worked on the other parts of it. So when you hit him, you think, I need to destroy it. And as you tap him with the stick, he just immolates. You see his entire body just goes up like kindling. And he doesn't scream, he doesn't make a noise, he kind of puts his arms down, and then he starts hunching over, and then he kind of just disintegrates away. All you see is there's just sort of a burn mark on the ground where he was. But he is gone. Yeah, you all saw Siobhan walk up and just like touch this guy, tap him, hit him a little bit with the broom, and he just kind of exploded. Which is very different than what your white mage friend seems to do when she's casting magic. That seems to come with like there's a book and there's something that she has to say, and she kind of waves her hands around a bit. But this was just explosion.
On the one hand, I'm feeling conflicted because I just murdered a guy. On the other hand, that was badass.
Tara is sitting down very suddenly on there.
Data looks over, he goes, whoa, I want to do that. Yeah, this stupid book. You see him, he's fiddling with his book. I bet I have a spell that explodes things.
Yeah, you probably do, but you were almost one of them, so you got to be careful about what you eat.
I guess. I still want another cookie.
Mom and Dad told us not to take candy from strangers.
He wasn't a stranger.
Strangest.
I guess. He was a little weird. But
Pop up and I go, a little weird. He had spines for veins and muscles. That's extremely weird.
And
yeah,
shakily, it was everything. Everything except his heart was just root.
Well, then he wasn't a guy. He was just a tree. Right?
A tree
He's still
trying
a
to
stranger.
turn you into a tree.
Yeah.
Well, I feel a little less conflicted if he was basically just completely tree at this point.
Gator kind of looks over to the forest and the game trail entrance. He goes, "Do you think there's more of them in there?"
If there is, I think we have a way to fight them.
Bart nods his head and looks at Siobhan. Yeah, we do.
Okay. Well, into the forest, I guess. And you see Gator pulls out the little map that Hubert had handed you guys. He goes, it looks like into the forest, and we follow that trail, and then there's going to be like a river or a ravine or something. We got to cross that. Well, I'm not going first. My book won't even open.
I'll go first.
All right.
I'm feeling emboldened.
So you guys,
I go
heading
right
to
next
the
to
woods.
Siobhan. And
all right.
as we're entering in, I look at Siobhan and I say, look, next time you cast something like that, let me know. I have whenever I was setting things on fire, I sense that I can control and increase the fire.
Good to know.
So I want everybody to make a brave roll here. You are stepping into a scary forest that may be filled with strange
Zombies.
root-filled individuals. Yeah, so go ahead and make brave rolls here. I'm going to want you to add see in the dark if you have that special die.
Okay.
I do.
You not, but would I add my run die?
In this case, no.
All right, so that gets me a total
Unless what you
of
would like to
11.
do is... Okay, that's a good roll. If you would like to add the run die, it's out of the forest.
No.
So everybody make a roll. Everybody who made at least 8 or higher, you're okay. This is a manageable experience. If you did
Bard
not
with
make
7.
8 or higher, yes, this is scary as shit. You're terrified. The last adult that you ran into, and you're about to step into the wilderness for the first time alone without an adult assisting you. This is creepy. This is weird. I want you to go ahead and lose a core die of your choice. Choose one of them, take it away. This is your fear. This is your exhaustion. This is maybe you being clumsy or something like that, your anxiety kicking in. The rest of you, you're okay. Coda. As Coda enters the forest, Coda feels different. You feel more, not at peace, but more calm here. Like this is kind of your domain. You feel more powerful here. You feel like you are surrounded by prey. You are surrounded by those you would eat or those who would bring you tribute. And you can kind of feel this as you enter in. You guys take to the game trail. The game trail, it's small. This is clearly, whatever animals are using this, and they still are using it somewhat frequently. And you enter into the forest. The forest is dark and it's wet, and there's sounds, but nothing immediately next to you. There's clearly been rain recently, and so the forest floor is still kind of damp and has some give to it. As you travel along, you start noticing signs of what might have been an avalanche or some sort of mudslide or some sort of event like that. You can notice that several of the trees have been pushed over. There's large boulders and rocks that have kind of moved through the forest and disrupted parts of the trail. But you can still follow it for the most part. As you guys are moving along, you have begun to notice a few more animals. You notice that there are deer, that there are squirrels, there are smaller animals. In the forest, there are birds, tons of birds in the trees. And not soon after you get in, you notice that crows, mainly crows, some ravens, they stop, they land in the trees. And they kind of look at all of you. But when they see Siobhan, they kind of give like a nod. And anytime Siobhan looks up and sees these birds, they acknowledge her.
I acknowledge them back.
Hey, maybe you're like me. Maybe you'll get a crow as a companion.
That'd be cool.
You see one shouts down and goes, "Ah, my lady! A witch in the forest? Could you use a friend?" And then another crow next to him says, "Could you use 2 friends?
I could use.
We'd love to assist you." They come flying down. They circle you a little bit. One lands on your right shoulder, one lands on your left. And they say, "We've never met a real witch."
I've never met a real crow.
Well, we're the best ones you're ever going to meet. My name's Steph. This is Pete. And they kind of, you can feel their claws kind of tense up. And they say, we We would love to help you. Are you on a journey? Is it something exciting, dangerous?
Yeah. Have you seen any like walking tree people around here?
Great people. They kind of look at each other across your shoulders. Like, do you mean root gods?
Sorry, root what?
Root gods.
Root gods.
Yeah. They're in every forest.
God.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's if we're talking about the same thing. It looked like an old human, but with like gray green skin. And he kept trying to give us
Yes,
cookies.
Rooters. See,
Oh.
the king's people, the townsfolk, they're so susceptible to these things. You see, they're weak minds. They eat the roots, they get sick, they become root gods. We know better. We don't do that.
I cast a look over to Diesel and Gator.
You see
that
that
guy?
Diesel kind of blushes a little bit. Gator looks at him and goes, well, who cares about birds? They're not reptiles, so whatever.
I spark up and say, well, we used to call you two bird brains, but now that's an insult to the birds because they're smarter.
One of the birds raises a wing and he says, that is correct. The most clever animals in this forest. Listen, we'd love to help, but times are tough and everybody could use a little coin,
Coin? Don't you want
Oh, of
some?
course.
Food? We've got some bread.
Well, I mean, bread is good. We've eaten some worms this morning. A filling breakfast.
I could spot you.
But coins.
I could spot you. I've got some coins. I could spot you a little.
Oh, one of them kind of reaches down his beak to collect a coin. He goes, oh, thank you. Well, this is definitely worth some goods. Listen, there's a spider up ahead. Big spider. Real big guy. He's created a web all over the ravine, and he's been catching bugs. Sometimes he catches birds, but we avoid him. But he's been catching bugs, and he's been catching them for a kid who's been living in the forest.
He's been catching them for the kid.
Yeah, he's a kid like you, and like you. And he kind of points at you guys with the beak.
Friends?
Well, I wouldn't say the spider's our friend. Sometimes we do business with him. But he's a savvy businessman. I bet you could do business with him.
Oh, okay. So we don't need to be too concerned about him attacking us.
Well, I mean, if the deal's bad, he'd probably eat you. But, a lot of animals in this forest would probably. I wouldn't eat you. The one with the coin in his mouth goes, I wouldn't. You seem cool.
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit again.
The one with the coin in his mouth goes, oh, I wouldn't eat you either.
Is there anything else you can tell us about this kid? How long has he been out here?
Well, the kid came out to do some fishing. There's a bunch of lakes in the forest. And he's been catching fish and hanging out. I don't know. He seems pretty cool.
Well, it sure would be
but he's about your age.
Well, it sure would be helpful if you could lead us to him.
Wouldn't happen to know his name, would you?
We just call him Kid. He probably has a name. Whatever. Hey, what's up with your wolf friend? And they look over at Coda.
Looks like prey to me.
Ugh. There's something wrong with him.
Let's go to Pat Coda. It's like, no, they're helpful birds. We'll probably find something trying to eat us, then you can eat that.
all things need to give me tribute.
Yeah. The two crows kind of snuggle up more on Shaban's shoulders.
Back off, Coda. They're helping us find this kid.
I'll show you the way. This way. And he kind of squawks and flips his wings a little bit and directs you guys away. He's direct down the path as you were before. But as you go, they're kind of giving you like a tour, like it's a city tour. They're like, so this is the tree where the bears hang out. And sometimes you'll find honey in there, but usually they poop. So we avoid that tree. Over here is the bush of berries, and you'll find all kinds of animals that come there every day. And they just go along and tell you about the forest as they walk. Eventually, you guys make it to the ravine. This is the ravine that was on the map that you guys saw. It is not a small gap that you have to cross. It is a 15-foot gap that has also been disrupted by landslide. You can see that from one side of the ravine, rocks and mud and trees have piled up and filled parts of it, but also caused sinkholes to expand the edges on other sides. It is a mess. You get there and you see the crows go, see, he's at the end of the ravine. We usually don't go to the other side. Bad times over there.
He's at the end of the ravine, like down inside the ravine?
Yeah, you see he kind of points way towards the end of it. Because there's a nice little lake at the end. That's where he likes to fish.
Is there a path down into the ravine that's relatively safe?
You see that there might have been at one point, but it has just been taken out by this landslide. There's rocks, there's mud, it all seems very loose. But you also see that as you kind of look down into the ravine, there's lots of webbing. Massive spider webs kind of clinging to the wall, going from each side of it. And in those spider webs are insects mainly, large bugs, not like massive bugs, bigger than you expect them to be. Most of them are either dead or kind of squirming. You see there's a few other larger animals, but for the most part, it's insects. The crow says, see, that's a spot down there. That's where the spider hangs out.
And you're saying the kid is past that down
Yeah.
the lake.
We could probably just go, but it's probably worth it to tell the spider we're moving through his territory.
Okay, how do we get his attention?
Probably touch his web. That would definitely get his attention.
Yeah, but I want to get stuck. Maybe I'll pick up a branch from the ground and toss it into the web.
Yeah, you toss it and you see that as soon as it hits the web vibrates and kind of bounces around. And then a few seconds later, you hear the click-clack of little legs kind of moving, sort of heavy feet. Eventually, from underneath these webs, where it's kind of obscured, you see the body of a massive spider. Massive as in it's about 5 feet tall and about 8 feet wide. This huge thing. It's got a red scarf around its neck, and you see that some of its legs have what looks like bits of armor on it. And it crawls up towards where it seems to have heard that sound. You don't know if it sees you, but it is big.
Okay. I back away a little bit from the web and call out, "Hello, Mr. Spider."
Yeah? Who said that? And you hear it kind of echoes through the ravine. Someone in my web?
No, sir, just trying to get your attention. I'm up here.
The spider kind of crawls its way out of the ravine, and it steps up onto the edge where you guys It looks around. You see all of its eyes. It has several eyes, but some of them have clearly been scarred over or missing, and the others are cloudy. You're not sure if this thing can actually see.
Hmm.
It goes, "What? Who is out there?"
Hi, my name is Siobhan. These are my friends. We're looking for a boy that I'm told is fishing down in your ravine.
What are you, King's people? Are you from the town?
No, we're from a different place.
We said we don't want you here. This forest is ours.
We're just kids like him.
Yeah, when you say ours, are you talking about you and the kid? Who's ours?
Belongs to the tribes in the forest. The spider tribe, the crows.
Well,
This timber isn't yours.
Two of my friends here are crows. Say hi, guys.
They both kind of squawk. And the spider goes, "I don't know these crows."
They said they've dealt with you before, made trades.
Yeah, do business.
I deal business with the crow tribe. I don't know these crows. Charlatans. And the crows kind of tense up a little bit on the shoulder. They're like, "Well, we didn't lie. We're just, we're just trying to help."
But we're not king's people. Like we think we think that the boys from where we're from.
The fishermen?
Yeah.
So you're deep. Squid folk? Mermaids?
Oh no.
We're looking for mermaids.
There's some of your kind here.
Well, we were just hoping to get some safe passage down to the lake.
I don't think you should be here. You're kind of trouble.
Well, we're more or less just passing through. We're not really here for anything except for some conversation.
It's foolish of you to come to this forest looking for anything like that. There's roots here. There's oath breakers here. You sound like children. You shouldn't be here.
Bear with me. Oda steps forward and looks tough.
Yeah, you say this. The spider immediately kind of cowers back a little bit, and it kind of moves its head around and adjusts its body to figure out where that sound came from. And it kind of focuses on where Coda is. And it goes, "Are you?"
I am Coda. These are with me, and we will go where we want in this forest.
You see that like its remaining eyes kind of go, because I am sorry, Hunter. I'm sorry. It backs up, kind of bowing as it backs away. It says, "Hunter, don't take our forest, Hunter. We're not ready for it to go. Please, Hunter." And you see he kind of goes down and he starts reaching into his web and he starts collecting little things from it. Like, "Please, you have my bounty."
Fine. I just need to find the children that are lost in this village and get them back to the mer people.
I understand. I don't want to be in your way. The child, he's at the end of the ravine at the lake. He is just fishing. I have not hurt him. Please don't take our forest.
We have no interest in taking your forest.
I did not know. When you talk to him, he sort of moves up toward Hunter. I am sorry.
It's fine.
He goes, please come. And he gets onto his webs and he starts. You guys can sort of follow along at the edge of the. And as you're walking, he just goes, I'm sorry. And you continue on. He walks with you guys a good 2 hours as you move. And you get towards the end of this ravine. You see that the landslide at some point gives out, and it just goes into what is the normal untouched ravine. The water is a little lower than it normally is, but at the end there is a little bit of a lake. A nice little spot. You see that there's a little fishing boat on the shore. You see that there's a little campsite. And standing in that campsite is a boy. He is 8 or 9 years old. He has got blue skin. He has ears with fins on them and big black eyes. And he kind of looks like a mermaid, but not exactly. There's a picture of this boy. Let me see if I can dig one up. This boy is an individual known as the Sushi Kid. And yeah, you guys see him on the shoreline. He is doing something in his little camp. There is a fishing rod sticking out of the ground that's been cast out into the lake itself. But he seems sort of oblivious to you guys. He just seems like some little kid. The spider stops before you guys get towards the lake, and he says, "I've done what you've asked me. Can I?
You may go.
Can I leave?
You may go.
Thank you." And he sort of just bows and backs away until he sort of disappears into the ravine. Come on, Sushi Kid picture. So yeah, you guys are at the top of this ravine. Underneath you is this lake with the boy. He does not notice you, so it's up to you on how you want to approach.
So how far
this
above the lake are we?
So you're about on a 15-foot embankment, but you can see that you can kind of go down, shuffle down it as the dirt sort of turns to sand a little bit. It's not too hard of a climb down. You do know, however, that when you're a kid, this is not. He does not fit the description of Tyler, the boy. To you.
Okay.
Who you were looking for specifically. This seems to be some other child.
Okay. So yeah, just call out to him. Hello?
Yeah, you see he kind of looks around. Are all of you visible or are some of you hiding?
I'm visible.
Yep. I think visible's good.
Yeah, Tara's visible, and actually, she's gonna pull out her own fishing pole and kind of wave it. It's like, can we join you?
He kind of looks up at all of you. He goes, "Oh, travelers!" And he waves his hand. He goes, "Please come down."
There we go.
Yep.
Invitation.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here's a little picture of him. Yeah, you guys come down, and he immediately starts sort of unpacking parts of his camp. And you notice that he's kind of setting out a table, and then he starts bringing out a few other things. And he says, "You're the first customers I've had. I'm so excited." And he walks up to each of you, and he tries to shake your hands. He goes, "Welcome to my sushi market. I'm the Sushi Kid."
Oh, yeah, the picture's over in the chat, not in the D20.
Oh yeah, my bad. It's over in our Discord chat.
Right. Say, hey, I'm Siobhan. These are my friends. We're looking for a kid named Tyler. Have you seen any other kids around?
Oh, Tyler. Kind of like you guys? Kind of a little bit taller. He's like 15.
Did we get an age for him?
Yeah, he said they said that he was a little bit old.
Okay. Like, yeah, that sounds like the kid.
Yeah, well, he hangs out with my aunties.
Oh, where are they at?
Well, Auntie Vanessa and Cora, sometimes they hang out at the little lake. And he kind of points to the other side of the ravine, the other side you guys weren't on. Says they hang out there when they're not in trouble because they're oath breakers. And he kind of whispers it to you when he says it. I think I might be an oath breaker when I grow up.
And let's see, oath breakers are a job type, right? Or have we heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've heard the term oath breaker more than once. When Hubert was describing these mermaids in the forest, he described them as rebels.
Mm-hmm.
So through association, you're kind of getting the impression that oath breakers are some sort of rebel group or anti-government group.
Okay.
Do you want some sushi? I've been working on it for a while. I'm really good at it.
Sure. What kind you got?
Well, and he pulls out a little wooden board. He's like, well, I got some of this onigiri, and I have some tuna, and then he starts just listing off various fishes. He's like, I caught all these in the lake right here. He starts chopping up the rolls, and he starts handing you each a piece of sushi. If you'd like, and you do not have a food item, you can go ahead and take one piece of sushi. You can also just eat it right now if you'd like to. And the next time you'd roll smart dice, you'd add an extra.
Okay, yeah, I do already have a piece of food, so yeah, which is I've got a magic fish, so yeah, I'll eat the sushi right now.
I'll take a piece of sushi and put it in my bag of food.
I'll take a piece of sushi also.
Daryl just eat hers on the spot, and presumably it's something to be complimentary over.
Yeah, you sit down. He feeds all of you. He pulls out cups and he starts pouring you each tea. It seems very ceremonial as he does it. He says, I've been on sabbatical, and I thought that I would start a marketplace. And so I brought the coolest things I could find from where I come from. And so if you guys want to buy stuff from me, I could show you. And he starts kind of going into his stuff. The Sushi Kid is an exotic merchant. This means that he has exotic items to sell you guys. I'm assuming most of you don't really have the money, but I want to introduce the concept. There are several exotic merchants in Yeld. Each one has a collection of powerful and bespoke equipment that you can only get through them. But often, exotic merchants have other cost requirements besides coins. For example, the Sushi Kid would like fish. So when you buy stuff from the Sushi Kid, you might be spending coins, but you might also be spending fish.
Well, I have a magic fish that he might be interested in.
That's true. He shows you some of his cool wares, and he busts out. You see, he pulls out a big anchor, and he's like, "This is a big sea shanty anchor." And you see, like, when we fight in naval battles, some of our really big squid guys, they wield this thing like a club, and he tries to swing it around, but he can't. He pulls out some stilts. These seem to be like bamboo stilts. And he's like, these are for wading through water, but also you can totally step on people with them. And he shows you those. The last thing he shows you is a book, and it's got a picture of a fist with tentacles coming out of the bottom. And he says, this is the Lost Martial Arts Manual of the Squid Folk. And he kind of shows it off. It's like it's full of ancient secret aquatic fighting techniques. It has pictures too. He opens it up and it seems like it might just be like a comic book. It's like, I've been collecting this stuff for a while and I'm saving up my money. and I'm going to buy something real cool.
Yeah, I don't know if any of these are particularly useful to me right now, but they're pretty cool.
No.
Yeah, they definitely look neat.
He seems very excited about the stuff he has. He's kind of younger than the rest of you. Like he's around the same age, but he's definitely a kid. And you're kind of confused on how he's just sort of out here on his own with all the trouble you've dealt with on your way here. It does seem strange.
Mm.
Bard is going to kind of get close to Coda and like, don't you do the kung fu? Would that book help you?
Kodo looks down at his paws and looks at his tail. I don't think not a Marine. Well, I am a Marine, so maybe, but I'm retired. So maybe I am a squid. Still.
He shows Coda he starts flipping through the pages and holds it open. He's like, listen, I'll hold on to it just for you. If you don't have the money for it right now, I'll hold on to it. And when you do, you let me know.
All right. I'm not sure that this was written for somebody like me, or I'm looking at it, and as a dog, do I think that any of these, this whole thing about tentacles and everything, it has any sort of connection to what I could do, improve my kung fu at all?
You think, based off of his extreme enthusiasm about this, that there might be something cool in there, but he's just kind of showing you like what just looks like vague pictures of people doing punches and kicks. So you don't know.
Yeah. All right. I'll think on this one.
Don't worry. I'll totally hold on to it, but also I don't really get a lot of customers out here, so it's probably not going anywhere.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy to take you guys to my auntie's, but I haven't talked to him in a little bit. It's been like, I don't know, almost a season. They're probably there though.
Well,
How far away?
do you
How
have
far
a
away are
gift
they?
for them?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was asking how far away they were. I didn't hear what the.
Oh yeah. Not too far. We could get there before it gets dark.
Sorry, I asked if we had a gift for them or something. Didn't His give us something to give them?
You have a package to give to these mermaids that should make them cooperative.
So Bard is going to be like, yeah, we need to talk to your aunties. A friend of ours gave us a package to deliver to them.
Oh yeah. Well, I bet that's cigarettes. They really like those. That's usually why I don't hang out with them, because they stink.
We don't know what it is.
It's wrapped up in brown paper, so you don't know what's in there.
Yeah, we don't know what it is. So we were just paid to come and give the package to them, and to also find our friend. Have you seen another like us? You said.
Yeah. Who, Tyler?
Tyler,
Yeah,
yes.
He was hanging out with my aunties. They were helping with like some fight out in like the tundra region, and he was helping them fight because he's like a mean warrior. But again, I haven't seen him in like a season. well, here, well, let me gather my stuff and we can head out. He gathers some of his things and he reels in his fishing rod and puts that away. And he gathers some food up and puts it in his backpack. And you notice that this is like this space of the forest is just tranquil. It's peaceful. You don't hear animals around really. You don't feel threatened. There's a lot of light. It's clear why he has chosen to hang out. And he gets his stuff together and he starts walking. He says, "Come on, guys, I'll show you the way." And you guys walk up the other side of the ravine. You continue along. You follow, but then it ends up cutting over, and you head just sort of straight into the forest with no real path to take. But the kid seems pretty confident about where he's going. And after a couple hours of travel, you hit another river. I'm sorry, not another river, another lake. This lake is much larger than the one he was hanging out at, and there's a little island in the center of this lake. Otherwise, the lake is just continually surrounded by the forest. On the island is like a makeshift hut, and it seems to be made out of several boats, smaller rowboats mainly, but they sort of line it and they create a roof for what is a pretty beat up looking hut. There's no one in sight. You do not see any people, but flanking the hut on both sides are two rotting, kind of driftwood looking trees that are kind of growing next to the house and kind of intertwining with the boats a little bit. But otherwise, there's nothing there. No people. The sushi kid who kind of looks down, he goes, "I don't know when they planted trees, but that's their house."
All right. Can Coda do a sniffing and with his try and figure out if he's smelling the same tree problem that he from the previous encounter?
Absolutely.
All right.
Go ahead and
So
make
what's
that.
that? And his
Mhm.
smarts. So that's
Indeed.
2d6. And I'll even toss in eating a bit of sushi to make it 3d6. So
That's a good idea. All right, what'd you get here? 7. Okay. No, 11.
11.
Okay. 11's good. You catch that smell because it hasn't gone away. As you've been traveling through the forest, you smell whatever this root thing is, and it's been periodic. Like you'll catch it on the wind for a second, some farther away. You smell it, and it's coming from that little island. It is a distinct smell.
More roots are here.
Oh, I had a horrible thought.
Ooh. Roots are bad, says the sushi kid. My auntie said you're never supposed to touch them. You definitely shouldn't use them in cooking.
Your aunties are real good about avoiding them, right?
I mean, probably. If they're not here, it's usually because, they're stuff. So that's probably where they are. I mean, maybe they're in. Hold on. Aunties! It's me! He shouts from the shore. And he waits for a second for a response from the hut, but doesn't seem to get one. Goes, oh, maybe they're not here.
I hope I'm wrong. And she's kind of gestures towards the trees. I need to check those. She clearly does not want to, but things that are recent experiences have added up. Gut feeling is, yeah, the aunties are here. We may just need to dig them out. If we can. So need to get to one of the trees and do that diagnostic on it again.
Okay. There is a small bit of water between you and the island. How would you like to get there? You just going to swim it? Do you want to? I don't know. Really,
Like
swimming is your option.
Can I fly that far or no?
Absolutely.
Can you carry someone
can
while flying?
That is an option, but it's going to require a roll. And failing that would most likely mean both of you hit the wall.
Okay. Ask Sushi Kid if there's anything dangerous in the water.
Well, I mean, I don't think so. Usually these lakes are really passive fish. There might be a big mean turtle down. Well, let me, and he kind of dips his head into the water. And he looks for a second. And then you see him, he kind of frantically, and then he breaches his head up. And he goes, Auntie Vanessa's down there. And then immediately he jumps into. You see that he goes in and he's delving down. It's kind of hard to see where he is once he gets to a certain. After about 30 seconds or so, he pops and he goes, she's unconscious. You gotta help me get her out. And he dives back down into the water. It's muddy. You can't quite tell.
I can't really swim. I mean, I might be able to start flipping through a book, trying to figure something out on here.
Yeah, you start flipping through. Gator goes, ugh, I got this. And Gator takes off some of his stuff. You all know Gator's a great swimmer, and he jumps in as well. Anybody else want to help out?
I take my rope, and before Gator goes, I hand him one in and go, I'll pull from up here.
All right.
Bard
So
will
Tara's looking
off and
for a
go.
spell. And I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Bard was going to.
Yeah, Bard will go in with Gator as well.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'll stay up here and help pull.
All right. Bard and Gator jump into the water. You guys synchronize swim your way towards the bottom. It is muddy in this water. It is murky. But you can, after a second, see the bright colored skin of the mermaid. I think she's a greenish color, and she's got purple hair. And you see that she is unconscious, it looks like, because she's kind of floating a little bit sideways in the water. And her mermaid's tail is trapped, what looks to be under some sort of like boulder or some rubble. But she's just kind of floating in the water. You do think she's alive because occasionally air bubbles kind of come out of her nose and mouth a little bit and then on the side of her neck. But you guys get a hold of her. I'm going to want a strong roll. See if you guys assisted by whoever is pulling.
I don't know if
you're-
it's just me, but you kept cutting out on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
you're
I?
getting filtered out pretty hard by something on your end.
Weird. I don't know what that issue is. Let's make some strong rolls. We need Bard to roll to help Gator try and pull this mermaid out. We need whoever is pulling, I think.
Okay.
If you have any dice like lift, that might help here.
Oh, sorry. Say roll strong for the rope.
Yeah, roll some strong dice.
Okay.
For whoever's in the water, if you have any, you can add that as well. Hey, those are both good.
So helpful.
I'm helping.
There
Yeah,
you go. I picked up some of that slack.
Oh yeah, no. Between all of you, specifically Gator, ties the rope a little bit around Vanessa, and then the rest of you pull and you drag Vanessa from out the boulder that's trapping her, and you drag her to the shore. She seems like she's in pretty bad shape. She is scratched up quite a bit. More than just being stuck underwater, it looks like she was in some type of fight. She's missing what looks like there's a bite mark on her abdomen. There are scratches all over her arms. She remains unconscious, but she is alive.
Well, time to use up another shot of refresh.
Go for it.
And so add the sushi, so that's going to be 6 dice on this, or a difficulty 9.
Yep.
Still no disaster. Damn.
That's a damn good
It's
roll
like
too.
you're daring it to come up ones.
I know. I mean, I want to see what happens on that table. It's got a lot of fun stuff on there.
Yeah,
you gotta show off the
cast a spell.
mechanics.
Watch one of these days when you get to roll 6 or 7 dice and they all come up 1, you're gonna regret ever saying, "Damn, no ones."
You'll find that as you build the action chain in a fight, it's very easy dice that you're going to start. Yeah, you heal. You see that the wound on her stomach starts to heal up. The scratches all over her arm start to heal as well. It's you all see this. It's miraculous as these wounds just disappear from her body. Eventually, she takes a deep breath and then starts coughing, and her eyes open, and she kind of shockingly looks around at all of you, and then she sees the sushi kid, and she goes, "Oh, nephew, you've come to help." And she reaches her hand out, and the sushi kid takes her hand. He goes, "Of course, Auntie, I brought friends. We came to rescue you." And he kind of looks at all of you and winks. She catches her breath for a moment as you're all standing around her. She says, "I thank you so much." She reaches at her side and kind of winces. She says, "We were attacked. There's roots all over this forest. We can't stay here anymore."
As Tara kind of taps on her shoulder and points over to the 2 trees that probably shouldn't be there on the island.
Vanessa looks up at them. No. And she kind of puts her head down. And she looks over at the kid and she says, I think that's your Auntie Cora and Auntie Lila." And the sushi kid kind of looks over at the trees and he looks back at her and he just starts crying. Gator goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, kid," and he kind of pats the kid on the head.
Yeah, Tara's making with the hugs.
Yeah, you give him a hug, and he seems kind of inconsolable.
If it's any consolation, we brought you this package from Hiss. Herbert Hiss?
The mermaid kind of props herself up a bit, and you see that she does a weird motion with her fingers, and there's kind of a glimmer around her hand when she does it. And slowly the mermaid's tail that she has, her fish tail, splits into 2 legs, and she stands up a little bit and stretches her. And she says, I was expecting this package. Oh, and she grabs it from you and she tears it open, and it is in fact a carton of cigarettes and a bottle of whiskey and some sort of letter, but she tosses the letter aside and breaks open the carton of cigarettes and immediately pulls out. And she looks over at all of you, and then she specifically looks at the witch hunter and says, light me now."
I pull out a match and I light it for her.
Yeah, she takes a drag of her cigarette and she's, oh, I must have been down there for 6 or 7 days at this point. Oh, thank you, she says to all of you, and then specifically she looks over at Tara. She says, "Thank you for helping me, White Mage."
Of course, have you heard of anyone being able to come back from that?
From the roots? No.
Yeah.
The roots consume and they kill.
Oh.
And as long as those trees are standing, my sisters are inside trapped.
So if we cut down the trees, we could free them?
No. She kind of looks down. I need you to burn them. And that's how you will free them. And specifically when she says this, she looks, says, you have to do the hard part. Okay?
I mean, it's not that hard for Siobhan to set things on fire.
She looks over at Siobhan. You're not sure the mermaid knows what Siobhan is. I'm going to need your help here. And I know you just helped me, but I'm going to ask again.
What's the safest way to the island?
I can get you to the island. I can.
Sure. Have we asked her about Tyler yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, let's ask. It's like, oh, so yeah, I asked about, is there a kid named Tyler that's been around here?
She looks at you and it takes her a second to respond. She says, I know where Tyler is. And if you help me, I will tell you.
Okay, what's the safest way?
I'll take you to him.
Okay. What's the safest way to the island so that we can take care of the trees?
She gets up on her legs and she steps over to the shoreline and then she cries. And again, you see the magic in her hand as she does some sort of, and she touches the water, and immediately where she touches, you see a fish jump out, and then in a line running from where she to the island, fish just jump all over the place as if the lake is just filled with hundreds of them. And as they jump, they seem to part the water in front of them. And there's just this wall of fish blocking water on either side with a path that leads directly to the island. Says, I can hold this for like 20 more seconds.
Let's go.
Yep.
Go to moves.
Yeah, I'm still going to fly just to be safe.
All right. You guys cross the lake bed. It's got bones and rocks and shipwrecks and a few other odds and ends, but you cross without problem. And you end up on the island. What I want you guys to do now is go ahead and put yourselves on the action board on Roll20.
All right. Real quick. It is 8:30, and I'm just wondering how long we expect this to take.
So it is 8:30. That is a good point. This is a big fight. I imagine this would take an hour, so we could wait. We could pause it here as our cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And do the fight next time, because it's going to be a big ass fight. So.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah.
I'm happy to stop there.
So
Okay.
I say let's go ahead and just position ourselves in the board to get ready, and then we'll leave it as a cliffhanger here.
You guys can put yourselves anywhere on the edge of the action board.
Can we use hide and seek and wait to put ourselves
Most certainly.
Yeah.
In fact, you might want to. If you've got it, you might want to. Just remember that you did it.
Sneaky white mage in the corner.
Sneaky healer, sneaky healer.
And I've got some sweet root god tokens. They are not this
geez,
big.
those things are big.
Hold on, let's shrink them down. Let's shrink them down. Appropriately sized root gods.
I thought that was originally appropriately sized. That scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not give them status. Something took.
So we'll
I
begin the 2x2s
instead-
and the 3x3s later on.
Oh, eventually. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Instead, these guys have a nasty little, which we will get to explore when we fight them.
Yay.
All right. Awesome.
Okay, so is everybody available for next week?
I am.
Unless
I'm thinking
something happens.
so.
Okay.
I think we should be good, and I'm pretty sure Jake will.
Okay,
Okay.
excellent.
Yeah, just harass him all week about it.
About eating the dirt cookies.
Yeah. Yes, the dirt cookies.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. I feel like that was fairly in character for Diesel. So.
Well, I think it's great that both Gator and Diesel did it.
Oh yeah. It felt like a good way to have them stealing the limelight.
Yeah.
So, all right, I have to take a trip to the bathroom. I really appreciate you guys playing, and I will see you guys next week.
Yeah,
All right. I
thanks for
want to
running.
thank you guys all for watching and have a great night.
Night all.
Yeah, I got to dip out too, everybody. So I'll see you next week.
Yep.
Okay.